Psychology shows that an extremely high intelligence often functions as a highly specialized operating system for processing the complex world around us. Today, we are going to build a cognitive blueprint. We will construct a physical one-page document that maps out 5 rare psychological habits and applies them to a real unresolved problem in your life. To do this, you need to grab 3 things right now. First, a pen. Second, a piece of blank paper, or a new digital document. And third, pick one specific high-stakes scenario that you are currently trying to navigate. Walking through this exercise takes psychological theory and translates it into a tangible decision-making process you can use immediately. Step 1 is building the predictive map. At the top of your page, draw a single branching tree structure. Right at the starting point, write down the exact action you are currently planning to take in your chosen scenario. This maps advanced predictive processing, modeling future possibilities before they happen. Look at your planned action. Map exactly 3 ways others might respond. Once you have those possibilities, follow the branch and write down your counter-response for each. Imposing a strict limit of 3 outcomes is necessary to prevent the paralysis of overthinking. Capping the map forces you to focus only on the most probable realities. Now that the map is set, move down the page for step 2, the judgment pause. Identify your initial gut assumption about this scenario and write it down directly beneath your decision tree. Highly intelligent individuals prioritize precision over the speed of a reaction. They allow ideas to sit, evolve, and be examined from multiple angles before deciding what they believe. Take your pen, draw a physical box around that gut assumption you just wrote down, and label it "Hold for 24 hours." Avoid acting on this specific belief today. Combining the predictive map with a mandatory pause removes impulsive emotions from the equation. It builds a strategic foundation before you take any real-world steps. We need to shift gears entirely for step 3, the tangent exercise. For the next 3 minutes, you are going to forcefully stop thinking about your problem. Open a browser and research a highly niche system or an abstract theory that has no immediate practical value to you. Find one specific fact about it and write it down on your page. This utilizes intrinsic curiosity. Highly intelligent minds are driven by understanding, often exploring topics most people ignore, because the act of learning itself is rewarding. Researching unrelated information acts as a cognitive palate cleanser. It builds the brain's pattern recognition software by forcing it to process unfamiliar structures. With a clear mind, return to your document for step 4, the behavioral matrix. Draw a T-chart. Label the left column words and the right column actions. Pattern recognition detects underlying intentions. By tracking consistency and subtle behavioral shifts over time, you see reality. Fill out this matrix for the people involved. Weigh the actions column heavily. This is where you will find the true trajectory. Satisfying your curiosity and charting objective behaviors pivots the brain away from subjective worrying. You are now analyzing the scenario as a detached observer. This brings us to the final piece of the framework. Step 5 is the third-person audit. This step requires metacognitive awareness. It is the ability to step back and observe your own thinking as if it is separate from you. Go to the very bottom of your page. Write your own name in the third person, followed by a specific question. Why is your name reacting this way? Now answer that prompt as objectively as a scientist observing a lab subject. Explicitly list your own potential biases and challenge your own logic. This audit finalizes the blueprint. By removing your ego from the scenario, you gain a clearer view of the problem and your reactions. Put your pen down. Take a look at the physical document you have just created. You have just applied 5 specific psychological mechanisms: simulating possibilities, delaying judgment, fueling curiosity, reading patterns, and detaching from bias, to a real stressor in your life. This worksheet provides a structured way to replicate the habits often found in people with extremely high IQ, ensuring your decisions are driven by understanding rather than immediate impulse. Retain this blueprint. The next time you face a complex challenge, pull out a blank piece of paper and rerun this 5-step system to maintain an objective perspective on the situation.